Okay, here we go with what is going to be in our math book. And so this is going to be pretty short and sweet because really I'm going to show you a couple of things. It's going to be a review of what you did on the introduction with the worksheet pages. And then it's really all about practice, practice, practice. So remember, our learning goal today and this week is to learn about inequalities. It's where we're comparing two things. They might not be equal. They might be equal. They might be bigger. They might be smaller. So we're going to be looking at representing inequalities on a number line. That is our first target. That's a level 3. So being able to represent on a number line x is less than 4 or y is greater than or equal to. Our foundational skills are going to be able to recognize or recall certain vocabulary. We have number line, solution, solution set, express a relationship between two values. Can you tell me if it's greater than or less than? Describe the difference between these two things. Remember, the one with the line underneath can be equal to 4. The other one cannot be 4. Okay. Explain the solution set of the inequality. I'm going to move myself over there, and we will get to that as well. By shading in. So when you're shading in that line on the number line, saying these are all the answers, you are actually giving a set of numbers that are the answer to the inequality. So we call that a solution set. Understanding that the unshaded circles on the number line represent greater than, less than, and use shaded circles to represent greater than or equal to. All things that we did in kind of our preview of the lesson. Okay, so I'm going to move myself back down here. Our key terms are graphing an inequality and a solution set. We are on page M398. And so we are, I'm going to double check that page number, but you can also use number lines to represent inequalities. We're going to talk about what a graph is of an inequality. Actually, I think that's right. So let's write, what is a graph of an inequality? You've already seen it on the worksheet. Yeah, true story. It's in one variable is the set of all points on a number line that make the inequality true. Okay, and here's our next vocabulary. The set of all points that make the inequality true is called the solution set. So let's say if I have x is greater than 3. We kind of talked about this on the example problem. So we know the answer to that is any number that's bigger than 3. So a solution could be 4, 5, 10, 20, right? Those are all make it true. Okay, it makes this true. If I were to put in 4 is greater than 3, true. 5 is greater than 3, true. And so we can graph that on the number line. Change colors here. Let's see, 3. So open circle because it does not include 3. And all the solutions are larger than 3. That's what the solution set is. All the numbers on the number line that make it true. Here's a real great place to go and to compare so that you can see the differences. We have x is greater than 3 and see, x is, wrong thing. I tried to change. X is greater than 3. So we have an open circle. All the numbers to the right are greater than 3. On this one, slightly different. The only difference is my dot is colored in because it's greater than or equal. I hope you guys can see the difference. Let's take a look. Describe the solution set. Well, that's just looking for words here on B to describe the solution set for each one. This one, all numbers, that's not a hashtag, larger than 3. Okay, well, this one, all numbers larger and including 3. That's the only difference. Only difference. Okay? Only difference. How does the solution set for the inequality x is greater than or equal to 3 differ? How are they different than x is greater than 3? Well, this one includes 3. This one does not. Okay, so sometimes you might see these weird brackets and it's going to list solutions. So in this one, I would list 4, 5, 6, and somewhere I think in the math book, it gives us these 3 dots, 4 dots. That means forever and ever. Well, in this solution set for this one, it would include 3, 4, 5, 6, dot, 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 forever and ever and ever. Okay. Now, this is the same thing, only it's less than. So do you see that the arrows are going to the left? Because x is now smaller than 3. We have the open circle. And then we have closed circle because it's less than or equal to. So it could be 3. Okay, we're on page M399. And if you can take this and turn it into these number lines, you're at a level 3. That's exactly where we need to be. Okay, same kind of thing, describing the solution set. What numbers do they include? So remember when I made those brackets, this would be 2, 1, 0, dot, dot, dot. This one would be 3, 2, 1, 0, -1, dot, 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 forever and ever and ever. Okay, how do they differ? One includes 3, one does not include 3. This one has or includes 3. That's the only difference. Okay, page M399. The solution to any inequality can be represented, just shown on a number line by a ray. A ray begins at a starting point and goes on forever. That's a ray. That's a ray. A closed circle means the starting point of the solution set of the inequality. An open circle means the starting point is not part of the solution. You got to be able to tell me the difference. Write the inequality. So now we're kind of going backwards. We're not putting it on the number line, but we are writing it out. So it doesn't matter the letter, the variable. I'm just going to use an X, and I can see kind of the first thing that I do is I look at, well, where is the dot, whether it's open or closed? It's at 15. So I'm comparing X and 15. And remember, X is any of these numbers. So if this, you're feeling like, oh, this is going to confuse me, Mrs. Canupp, what I want you to do is pick a number that I highlighted in blue. That's everything that makes it true. So I'm just going to pick 13. I'm going to write that instead of X. Now compare 13 to 15. Oh, well, Mrs. Canupp, that's less than. Everybody knows that 13 is smaller than 15. Okay, so let's think about the open dot or the closed dot. What do we have here at the 15? It's closed. So that means it includes 15. So that means instead of the X, I can put a 15 in here and it's okay. That also should tell me that less than, I also need the equals or the 1/2 part of the equal sign. Okay, so the last thing that I have to do is, I just erase that and I put my X or my variable back in and we are done. Okay, now slightly different. We're in between 16 and 17. It looks like it's about halfway. So I'm going to say that's 16 and a half or 16.5. I'm comparing it with X. X can be any of these numbers. Well, 18, I can already know in my head, is bigger than 16 and a half. So I'm going to put my larger than. Now, last thing I have to figure out, this open circle, what does that mean? Open circle. It does not include the number. So I do not put the bar under. So I am done right there. We are done. Okay, so you're going to try C, page M3100, D, M3100, and then here's where you're graphing. Okay, so I'm going to pick back up on the video right here. Okay, and so X, that's where my line goes, is, it's pointing at it, so that means it's less than. I also notice I have the little bar, so that means or equal. So you need to be thinking right now, close dot, open dot, close dot, open dot. Okay, well, here's 14. And I know since it's equal, I'm going to close and I'm coloring it in. And now less than goes to the left because all these numbers are smaller. Let's check ourselves. I'm going to pick a number that's on my line, 11. I'm going to put it in place instead of the X. Is 11 less than or equal to 14? Is 11 smaller than 14? That is true, so I know that I did it right. I love being able to check myself in math. Now, this is a 3.0, friends. You're already there at the target. So you're going to try 4B. That's a 3.0. We're already there. And 2.5, remember that's just halfway between 2 and 3. Halfway between 2 and 3. That's at a level 3.0 again. You're trying these on your own. D, 3.3. Ooh, that's tricky. Well, this is 3.5. So you're going to be somewhere on this side of it. It doesn't have to be exact, okay? M3100, you're doing it on your own. Ooh, I talked about this in the first video, but you've never seen it grafted on a line. So I'm going to do 4E for you guys. First, we have to find 4.2. Well, 4.5 is right there, so it's going to be somewhere around here. Now, X can be anything except that number. Okay, so first of all, what I want you to understand is, I want to make this clear. So I'm going to put an open dot somewhere around where that 4.2 is, because that means it's not part of the solution. It's not going to match. Okay, everything else does. So that means I'm going to go over here and get a thicker pen, because everything this way is a thumbs up. Everything this way is a thumbs up. Yep. Okay. So now this is going to be more of our next target, which is target 3. So we're going to stop the video for now, because this is where we put word problems in. Okay. But we're going to remember this page. And I mean, if you want to try, you can go ahead and work ahead. But for now, we're going to stop. I want you to go back and make sure you're practicing these. Show me when you think you have them. Ask questions if you need to, and do your very best. Okay. Good luck.